3.1 seconds, right? Whoop! That was pretty good. I didn't floor it because I saw a golfer. Hey guys, thanks for watching today. We have the Lexus TX 500h Performance Luxury SUV. This is a brand new model from Lexus. It's 3 rows, and even though this isn't what you would call an enthusiast model, everyone kind of needs a daily comfortable driver to get around when their Miata is stuck in the garage. So some first impressions of this one. The front end has grown on me. I'm not sure that everyone really likes the color matched grills, but I think it's pretty cool. It is a hybrid, so you can kind of tell that sets it apart from some of the other models like the newly redesigned GX, even the LX. I haven't been getting the promised fuel economy. Lexus says it's about 27 miles per gallon in the city and 28 on the highway. So far I've been getting like 23, 24. But we did take it through a lot of traffic and on a road that was hit by Hurricane Ian, so it's not exactly the smoothest sailing around here. But otherwise, I really like the infotainment system. It's really smooth. It doesn't show fingerprints. I think it's really easy to drive. I appreciate the fact that it has park assist, even though I find that to be really scary. I used it the other day and it actually worked pretty flawlessly. And like I said, it's easy to drive, it's fun to drive, it's comfortable. There's only 6 seats in here, so even though there is a third row, there's only 2 seats back there, and the cargo capacity isn't as big as you might think it is. This is 2 inches longer than the Toyota Grand Highlander, and you can sort of tell they use those 2 inches wisely, but otherwise, I've really enjoyed my time with this one. I'm going to take you around the exterior and then show you the interior, show you how spacious it is, show you that touch screen, and go over a couple of the other things like the cup holders that have been pretty controversial on the internet. So we'll start with the front end of this one. As I mentioned before, it has the color matched grille. It also has these automatic bi-level headlights that are really bright. I'm a little blind at night and it's been really helpful to have those. They move around with the car and they're really nice to have. This is the F-Sport Performance, like I mentioned. So you're gonna get the power folding mirrors, 22-inch F-Sport wheels that are black and kind of match the inside of the car. And then if you follow me back here, the cargo area back here has a power door, which is really nice. It has the new Lexus logo spread out on the back. And as you can see, we kind of filled this up. Cargo area only has 20.2 cubic feet of space back here, and it's pretty full. So you can see this is a carry-on bag, a couple backpacks, a Neverfull for your wife, and this whole thing is full. So there's not that much space. The good news is that this is a 50-50 folding row and they are power. So if I press the buttons, they'll go down automatically and you'll be able to get 57 cubic feet of space back here. So it does make a big difference once those are down. They are power, like I mentioned. And then once you do that, you have a lot more space. So if you're not filling it up with 6 people, you have a lot more room back there, especially with those rows folded. And since they're 50-50, you can put one down and get some more luggage in there. And then they will go up automatically, which is really nice too. I'll show you the third row later. It is big enough for adults, which is nice, but it's only 2 seats back there. So if you have a family of 7 or if you're trying to move 7 people around all the time, this might not be the correct vehicle for you. But otherwise, those seats are really comfortable and spacious back there. All right, so this is the cockpit of the TX. Lexus has been very driver-centric in their most recent design languages, and I would say they nailed it with this one. As you can see, the steering wheel is kind of reminiscent of Lexus in the past. There's not much different about that. There's lots of buttons over here. The gas can is over here. The cargo door is back here, and a bunch of other buttons that are important. And then same thing on the steering wheel. There is the lane keep assist and the volume buttons that are important. So that stuff is like very easy to find. As you can see, this is a digital display. It shows all kinds of important information up there, like the average miles per gallon. It does have the rear seat warning so that you don't leave anything important in the back seat. Over here it has some drive info like the average speed, the total trip time, how much gas we have left. And then we have the new screen. This one is 14 inches, so it's pretty big, but it doesn't look invasive, I would say. It fits really well in the whole scheme of things, and it is angled at the driver. So we'll go ahead and go here. You can adjust a lot of things on here pretty easily. So the good news is that the climate things and the automatic seat heaters and ventilated seats, this stuff stays stationed down at the bottom, so you can get to it without hunting through the screens. As you can see, you can adjust the air conditioning right here. And then over here you have the important like drive modes and stuff. So we're in eco right now because we're just sitting around, but you can change it to normal, you can change it to sport, and as you can see, that changes the digital dash as well. But if you're just sitting around, you can do eco. You can change the seat controls that way. You can do the driving assist. You can turn this stuff on and off, which in other similar vehicles, I've had a hard time finding those settings. So it's nice to be able to turn those on and off really quickly without having to hunt through stuff. Beyond that, you know, you can find your trip information. All-wheel drive is here, active sound control, your tire pressure. It has everything kind of at a glance, so you don't really have to hunt too far for it. Apple CarPlay has worked like surprisingly well in this. I've had a lot of issues with Apple CarPlay in the past, but this one, it connects automatically, it sounds good, it works really well, and I haven't really had any issues with that. Moving forward, over here there are some charging ports. There is wireless charging down here. This is the active park assist, which I think is really cool. Then we have the camera, so we can see all around us, see my abandoned suitcase on the side of the car. We'll show you the active park assist later. It actually worked really well, even though I find those systems kind of scary to use. Up here we have another digital screen. The rear view is totally digital. I think it works well, and you can adjust it and like zoom in, zoom out, all of that fun stuff. You either love that or you hate it. I think it takes some getting used to, but I do like it. It's grown on me. Then down here, the little shifter is interesting. You have to it's almost like a manual car. You have to move it around. I mean, it's fine. I don't hate it. One of the weirder parts of the TX in general is the cup holders. So they're very square, they're removable so that you can take them out and clean them. And Lexus says that they're made to fit a variety of cups and stuff. I haven't really found that it fits that many cups, but it fits my can of emergency refried beans really well. I don't think I would put hot coffee in there and like a Stanley. It didn't really fit my big Yeti, but this can of refried beans is very secure in here. And that's a highlight for me, just carrying around my can of refried beans. Otherwise, these front seats are really comfortable. Like I said, they have automatic ventilation and heating. We went on like a 4-hour road trip in them and they were comfortable enough. They are the F Sport seats, so they're like a little more sporty. And I'll show you in the back seat, but the second row of seats is also heated and ventilated, so it makes everyone a little more comfortable. You can see some of the settings over here. They have the same heated ventilation, and you can choose the climate control for the second row back there as well. You want them on? Okay. All right, so we're in the second row here. There's only 2 seats back here, like I mentioned. Climate control is up there, and then you have your basic lock and unlock over here. The controversial cup holders are down here. They are removable. I find them kind of hard to remove. But then once they're gone, you have kind of like a versatile space down here that you can put your Taco Bell or your Chick-fil-A or like your carrots or whatever you want to put in there. And then they snap back into place. Well, hypothetically, they snap back into place. I've had some trouble with them, to be honest. We'll just pretend they snapped back into place. There's a slot for your phone here, and it does make it really easy for you to clean. So if you have kids and stuff, I understand the utility situation. These are big seats, so an adult would fit back here. And like I mentioned before, the Grand Highlander, this is 2 inches longer than the Grand Highlander, and those 2 inches are very obvious here and in the back row. You get almost an extra inch of space for both of them, which means an adult can fit comfortably here and they can fit comfortably back there. These do have a lever on the side that fold and slide so that you can move them up from here. And then from the back, there's another button that you can automatically fold them and slide them up. So you don't have to wait for someone to like let you out of the third row, which I think is really helpful if you've ever been stuck in the third row of an Uber or something and someone has to let you out. So it is very easy to get in and out of here no matter what row you're in. This whole thing comes out. Ta-da! So I don't know. I guess you can clean it. You can walk back there. I don't know. Maybe you can use this to eat your Taco Bell chalupas, whatever. And then it snaps. Well, it's supposed to snap back into place. I'm not sure. The snapping isn't going for me very well. Then there's the third row. Like I mentioned, it's only 2 seats back there, but there's actually quite a bit of headroom and legroom. So an adult could fit back there. It's pretty easy to get in and out, and those rows are power up and down. So if you wanted to use more of the cargo area, you can do that. You can leave them up, you can leave them down, but it's easy to get in and out of there. So if you're a passenger in this vehicle, it's actually, I would be happy taking a road trip in this thing. Otherwise, very comfortable seats, like I mentioned. There are some charging ports back here, and there's plenty of space. I'm only 5'6", but I have a ton of room, so I could move forward or backwards. And if you're in the back, same thing. You'd have plenty of legroom and headroom. A sunroof always makes less headroom, so if you have a bunch of tall children, I might tell you not to get this, but it's pretty expansive back here. So I think if you're tall, you'll still fit. I mean, that gives, I guess if you're tall, you can just move that back the whole way. That's a big one. That's pretty cool. So yeah, you'd have even more headroom with that. Not so bad. All right, so we made it all the way to the back. And I think okay, see? Back here, more cup holders, not removable. So don't put your messy kids back here. There's another charging cable. This guy's gonna wonder why there's a suitcase abandoned on the side of this car. And then if you wanna, then if you wanna get out, there's a button over here that, oh, maybe this just folds the whole row. Oh, I'm folding this in on myself. So maybe we won't do that. The other button is here. And then you can get out. So like I said, pretty easy to get in and out of the back seats. So that is the interior of the TX. Hello. All right, we're gonna see how this thing accelerates. We're gonna try. 3.1 seconds, right? Whoop. That was pretty good. I didn't floor it because I saw a golfer. But that was pretty good. We are in sport mode. I can see 6.1 seconds making sense. I did get like 6.3 the other day. And then I guess we can try and stop. Are you ready, cameraman?
Yeah.
That was pretty good. I think Lexus said it's like 123 feet from 60 to 0. I think we scared the other driver. So I do believe that it's using regenerative braking, but I don't have confirmation of that. I think that the brakes feel a little spongy, like they're not as, I drive an AMG on the daily, and that stops like really hard, really fast, and this doesn't. Like, it just kind of like, it comes to a stop. Like, we're stopping right now. And it's okay, but I would describe the brakes as almost like spongy or soft because it's not like a hard brake. So maybe it's the regenerative braking that is like making it a little softer, making it a little less abrupt when you're stopping so that it can kind of get some of that power and energy back. But I would say it's definitely different from the car that I drive on a normal basis. I don't really have any stats on how that regenerative braking is working, but I imagine it's in here somewhere, if that's the thing. Oh, the energy flow. Whee! Back to braking. It's all blue. I think that's pretty cool. I like the colors. Whee! Overall, I would say that this handles pretty well. I did have to make a couple emergency maneuvers, and it was very quick. The steering feels good. The steering wheel is comfortable. There's no crazy yoke or anything like that. And I mentioned before, all these buttons are in a convenient spot. I love the click of the turn signal too. You can tell it's a Lexus, that's for sure. It's like very well built. Everything feels good and hefty. And overall, I just appreciate what they did with it. Guys, thank you for watching our review of the Lexus TX 500H. Let me know if you have any questions and I'll try and get back to you. Thanks. Beep.